Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all well. Today's video is just going to be a quick tutorial on how I start cubic right angle weave. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, then that is what this stitch is here, these purple beads. So it's like a 3D rope kind of stitch, and it's one of the first ones that I wanted to learn when I started beading, and I found it really difficult at first. I watched so many different tutorials and tried loads of different techniques to get started, because there's actually quite a few different ways that you can begin with this stitch. So if my way doesn't work for you, then there's lots of other tutorials on here to check out, because one of them might just work for you. So I tried out a few, like I said, before I found a way that I find the easiest and most comfortable. So I'm going to show you how I do it today. So just bear in mind that there are other ways to do this. So if you don't do it this way, or you find another way easier, then that's fine. You don't have to do it this way at all. Whichever way works for you is what you should do. So I'm just going to show you with some size 8 seed beads in an opaque colour, so that hopefully a bit easier for you to see what I'm doing. But you can do this with size 15 seed beads all the way up to size 6 seed beads. I love this stitch so much, it's one of my favourites. You don't just have to go in a rope shape, you can then add different directions. Just for an example, because I've got it here, this is made using the same stitch. But today I'm just showing you how to get started with it, basically, and then you can go on to experiment with it yourself. So you're going to need some thread, of course, so I'm just going to cut a little bit off just for the example. And I've threaded that onto a size 12 beading needle. So the first thing you're going to do is pick up 4 of your beads and slide those down. 1 second. And how far you slide them down is kind of going to depend on what your actual project is that you're making. Like if you need to add a clasp at the end with this piece of thread that you leave, you're going to need to leave it a little bit longer. So just slide it down to where you need it to be, and then you're going to go up through the first bead to bring them together. Just turned it around so that that bead that we're coming out of is on the bottom there. Then I'm going to pick up 3, and we're going to go back into that bead that we're coming out of, but on the opposite side to where your thread's coming out, like that. Pull that through, keep everything pulled nice and tight as well, so that's your tail thread and your working thread. So now you have this, so this is your original group of 4. You're going to move round through the next bead to this one on the side. Now you're going to pick up 2 this time, and going into this one down here, we're going to go through this bead on the side and back through the one that we're coming out of. Now when you pull it through, you can kind of start to flip this side up like that, and you'll see that that's where the sides are going to form on the cube. So now we're coming out of here, we're going to move around through the next bead, this one on the top of that original unit of 4. So we have this. Now you're going to pick up 2 again, and coming from here we're going to move around into this unit on the side that we just added previously. You're going to go through this bead on the top and through the one that you're already coming out of, like that. Pull that through, and when you pull it tight, you should have this. So now we're going to be adding the last bead. So we're coming out of this one here. You're going to go down through the next one. So this is the last bead in that original group of 4 that hasn't had any other beads attached to it. So here's the 4. And now going into this bottom unit of 4 down here, we're going to be going straight down through this one on the side, like that. Oops, pull that through. Now when you pull that tight, it should start to close up, so you want to sort of encourage those 3 sides, sorry, that you just added to close up around that center group of 4. So there's your group of 4 in the middle. You want to push the sides up and in like that. So now if we turn this round, so we're looking at this side here, so we're coming out of this bead, you're going to pick up 1 and go down through the bead on the other side, like that. Now I'm going to go across through the one on the bottom, holding it nice and tight. Okay, up through the one on this side, across through the one on the top, and now you've got these 4 loose beads on the top. You want to join those all together. So just going through all 4 of those beads on the top. Okay, and then pull that nice and tight. And that's your first little cube all finished. So from that original, this is where the tail thread's coming out of, so that's your original group of 4. From that original group of 4, you've added an extra unit of 4 onto each side, and that has also then created the extra unit at the other end to make your cube. Okay, so from here I'm just gonna show you how to then add your next one, and it's basically in the same way. So starting with this group of 4 as the base this time, you're going to add create groups of 4 from each of these, and then it's just going to grow that way. So starting by picking up 3, because this one has already got the 1 bead at the bottom, we're going to go back into the bead that you're coming out of on the opposite side, and then also through the next one in the circle of 4, like that. Make sure you've gone through that next one in the circle of 4 before you add your next beads. So now, because it's already sitting up, it's easier to carry on going upwards, if you see what I mean, because the beads are going to sit up where they should do. This time you're going to pick up 2, because you already got 2 beads in this group of 4. So you're going to go down through the one on the side, cross through the one that you're already coming out of, and then through the next one in the original group of 4. Pick up 2 and do the same again. So going down through this one on the side of the previous unit, back through the one that you're coming out of, and through the next one on that original group of 4. So we're here, we need to go up through this one on the side, picking up 1, we're coming out of this one, go across to this group on this other side and down through the one, across through the one on the bottom, and then you're going to go back up through that one on the side again. Now we have this, but all those 4 on the top are all loose, so you want to just join those all together so they're all connected, and then you're ready to add your next unit as well. So pull that nice and tight, make sure you keep everything pulled tight, and then you're ready to just continue. So basically you just keep going, doing that same thing. If you wanted to do a different shape like I showed you with the little cubes, like for example, you can move now in any direction. So if you wanted to come out this way now, you'd just move down to one of these beads and start growing this way using the same technique. It just depends on where you move from. So from here it's just going to keep going straight, but you could move around to this side and use these 4 beads as your base and then go that way, if you see what I mean. So It's a really fun stitch to learn. I can do a separate video if anyone wants to see on how to change from a size 11 to a size 8 bead or a size 8 to a size 6 to create this kind of wavy pattern. Please comment down below if you'd like to see that or anything else you'd like to see. I hope this was helpful if you were struggling with different ways to start this stitch and not being able to get going. I hope that this one works for you. If not, like I said, check out some other videos on here. I do also have another video about this stitch that I made a while ago, so you can check that out as well. That might help you out. Like this video and subscribe if you enjoyed to see more of my videos, and you can follow me on Instagram at Beading by Hannah. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. See you next time. Bye.